Yeah, I've literally just come on for like, this is just a short one. I like to keep it short because, as you know, there's a lot of distractions. You got a lot of people fake helping. Even that, everything's crashing, everything's running out. So be prepared for all out war, basically. Make sure you're at the right place at the right time on the right people. Those who know, know. And for the most part, just be mindful of information you give out to people as well. These people are very devious, very sneaky, very cunning. But you should really be able to distinguish from the two, you know? I know for a lot of you, well, for most of you, should I say, these people have been putting a spell over you with word witchery, making you believe illusions, you know? So sometimes when someone's talking, don't interrupt. Listen, people lie, words lie, energy don't lie. And when I know they can fake it for a certain period of time, but if you're smart, you can see through it. You can sense it, you can smell it, you can feel it. And just like how they know their self, they vibrate different because they have no vibration, because they're pure darkness. So they seek out people with good energy, good vibration. And what they do is they steal your energy and cloak their self in your energy to come off like they're vibrating and they ain't at all. I see that. I mean, they're everywhere. Different levels of them, but they're everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Shops, chemists, doctor surgery, dentists, courts. Quite a few of them in the police too. I think police, doctors, and solicitors, they're the worst. And because they're all on one accord, you just think because they're in different organizations, they're all connected. One way or another, they're all connected. They all have their own little cliques, you know? And for the most part, a lot of them's unraveling. A lot of them's being exposed. A lot of them probably terrified right about now. I would be too if I'd done the stuff they've done. Like setting people up, trying to plant things on people, sending people to jail on bogus charges, faking evidence, paying people to report false allegations, fake allegations. Mm. Even in your own neighborhood. And like I said, it's always those you don't expect. Start there first. Or the ones you least expect. Start there first. And another thing, when you're in the company of these individuals, should I say, ask yourself, what's your intuition telling you? What's your gut telling you? What kind of vibe are you feeling? You understand? When they're speaking to you, how do you feel? How are they coming across towards you? How is the conversation flowing? What types of conversations are you having? What questions are they asking? You know? And that in itself will let you know. Because there's other little things that if you're high vibrating, you would know. But then there's also things that you have to keep to yourself. Do you know what I mean? In order to best preserve yourself. Do you know what I mean? So like I said, those who know innit? Because these people they're ruthless. They will stop at nothing. They will do whatever they have to. They will hurt, destroy, lie on, step on, you know. They even do it to their own family, their own siblings, even their own kid. They even use their own children. That's how deep it is. And obviously the 144,000, we already know. The Galactic Federation are already here. They will be making an appearance soon. Even today when I was looking at the weather, don't you notice how when it's just a normal cold day and there's no sun, you don't see none of those, like, it looks like plane trails, but it's not as chemtrails. Cause I actually watched planes, I've seen planes flying up high, and I see planes, obviously, like they're going into the airport. Well, what I recorded today was going in all different kinds of directions, and it's really funny how I only seen that the minute the sun came up. That's another clue. Like as time goes on, they're literally trying to have like control over everybody. You even got to be careful where you can buy food from nowadays. That's how deep it is. From the Chinese selling fake toxic foods. But yet, though, the medical corporations are saying that they're running out of certain medications. It's in everything. It's in the foods, water, drinks. It's basically like we're being pimped by the system. Mm. From the doctors to lawyers dentist, if you need antibiotics or if you need certain medication. Which is why I always suggest you do your own research on things. Because even that, what we're doing is basically keeping the pharmaceuticals banking, basically. Every time you buy medication, the government gets taxes, obviously, you know? So everybody's lucrative. Now, what's missing from that spectrum? You pay more money for food, but yet you get less. And then they say, oh, they're just changing the packaging of things. No. They're saying that to distract you. So they're taking out and adding in, you know? So you have to be very cautious and particular of what you do have and what you don't have, you know? So yeah, that was just a quick one. Yeah, it didn't sound good, did it? That was just a quick one. I wasn't looking to be on here for long, you know? Yeah. Even like with the information you put out, like these people are so desperate. They only, because obviously they know that their own fake oracles, they're not going to go on their channels and copy their work because they know their work is fake. They're copying work from the real people and it's changing the narrative of it. That's all. And then hoping, wishing, I know they're still doing like praying for some of us to be unalived. Still trying to wish death, still trying to evil eye. It is what it is, isn't it? Don't even let that bother you, you know? As long as you know God's got your back, your angels got your back. If you've helped free your ancestors, then they are now promoted to archangels, which is, I think that's awesome. So now I have archangel ancestors. I'm not really sure what that entails. I don't know sure if it. I know they get their wings, whatever the case may be, but do they? I don't know. Do they get extra powers? That's what I want to know. Do you know what I mean? I might have to ask about that. Yeah, interested to know actually. But yeah, and he said it's gonna get colder. All that is. That's mankind putting their hand in that. You know, that's not of the earth. And I think it's just their way of trying to keep the little secret. Oh, it's like my new glasses, by the way. Yeah. I had to get some new glasses. And these people, yeah, when I picked these up today, because obviously I picked two pairs, and what happened was, where I got something in my eye. I picked two pairs. So what had happened was, I picked two different styles to like have two different looks, obviously, in it. Do you know what I mean? Why would you want? I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna. And I know I picked two totally different styles. Yeah, one obviously this one, and a different shape one. I get down to the shop, and it was like, oh, it came early by the way. 'Cause I was literally looking to just change the time because I didn't realize I had another appointment at the exact same time on the exact same day. So I thought, let me just change one. So I was literally just going in there to ask him to make it a little bit earlier. And she was like, oh, they're here early. So I was like, oh, cool. She said, you can have them today. And I was like, oh, you was like, seriously? Come to find out, it wasn't even, I don't even know why I even did that. I don't get that because to me, the ones that I originally picked, if there was an issue with it, they could have just contacted me and said, but they didn't. Like, so I had two different shapes, so they don't even laugh. And I get on there today. If you look good, I'll make you look close. I'll bring it closer, yeah? Right, if you look good, how are these any different? They're literally exactly the same. It's just that one's for inside and one's for outside, yeah? How are you really supposed to tell the difference? Do you know what I mean? So I heard today, is it a good job? Because knowing me, I'm the kind of person, like once I get the new pair, I'm ready to bin the old pair. And supposing, for instance, I didn't have to go down to change the time, and I just went on at the normal time, I would have been the old ones before I got there. I'd have been excited about the new ones. Only to get down there to see that it's both, not the same lens, don't get me wrong, but both the same style. Now that's points because I was to tell one from the other. That makes no sense. So I said to the lady, like, that's not what I picked. So I don't get that. She was like, oh, the shape that I picked, which is going to be for the outside ones, I think, called, anyway, is two different weights. So the frames that I picked, the lens itself would not fit the weight of the frame. Basically, so it would end up dropping down your face. So I thought that's fine. But I said, like, well, why wouldn't you not say anything? I don't get that. Like, why not just contact someone and say, oh, come in and get another pair? So now you've got to waste more money and redo me a pair because I don't want two of the same glasses. That makes no sense. Do you know what I mean? And I wanted two different styles so you can have two different looks. But then I thought to myself, if they're like a well-known, well-respected brand, that's not the kind of mistakes you make. See, this leads me to believe, yeah, they like to get a reaction out of people. How do they know I'm being targeted? Ain't nothing new, you know? And it's like, they're trying everything they can to make whatever they've slandered my name as for it to stick type of thing, you know? And I just think that's really pathetic. Yeah, real pathetic. But hey, I ain't bothered. Not at all. I ain't got time for that. Do you know what I mean? My focus is on constructiveness, you know? But yeah, so I did it with two of the same glasses. So it's gonna take, I don't know how many weeks these things take. Do you know what I mean? Because then they say, oh, we've got what is it? Fill it out. Then you've got to um send it off, whatever, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But they don't just send it off like that. What happens is they obviously, because obviously there's bare people coming in and out on a daily basis. So I think they must have like one designated day where they like send off all the glasses when people get new glasses. That makes any sense. Do you know what I mean? So it's probably still gonna be sat in the shop till God knows when. Do you know what I mean? So when they've got a few to send off together and do it that way. Do you know what I mean? In their post. It's not like they're gonna be posting it first thing in the morning. No. Whatever time their post goes, do you know what I mean? It's all structured with them people, you know? And then you gotta think to yourself, you gotta give it time to get there, go through the parcel service. Do you know what I mean? Allocate it to its designated postal section, wherever that may be, and then on to the manufacturers, wherever that is, you know? And then it's got to go through the induction. Do you know what I mean? To make sure it goes to the right department, blah, 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 this. And yeah, so it's just all time consuming. So yeah, it's a good job I kept my oil glasses. So, so hey ho, just means a little bit longer. That's not a problem. But yeah, that was it really. I can't think of anything. Is there anything else? No, I don't think so. Yeah, the coldness, especially people living in certain housing sectors that have like inadequate heating. I've really read that this should have been done from like the middle of last year. So it just makes me think to myself, they've obviously made a cock up somewhere where they've obviously messed around with the funding or put it to the wrong use. So they got to cover their ass, make people suffer, and now the funding's come back round again. Because they sent people out to inspect. Like I've had an inspection in there, and I thought that was about like, what was a bit odd, but I watched him do what you're doing, and yeah, certain things should have been changed a long time ago. So why hasn't it been? You know, it can be deemed as a hazard. So it just seems like every step in every different direction there's an agenda. Hmm. But yeah, it is what it is. So I just release that shit and leave that shit to my angels. I just focus on what I can change. And that's good enough for me. For now anyway. But yeah. And it's gonna get colder, they said. It's gonna be like, what is it? Did they say something like 20 below zero? I have no idea what that means. But I know it was cold. And my neighbor, I don't understand, like, her place is warm, like, and I was like, how come in here so warm? She's like, oh, I don't even have to have the heating on high. And I was like, mine's is on full blast. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, hell no. Mine's is on full blast. And it's still cold. But I certainly have to just get used to it because I'm quite sure they're about to they're about to increase the rates in it. Yeah. We all know what the agenda is. But obviously, there's certain things you can't really discuss or say too openly that makes any sense. So we know. So, with that being said, it is now 7 o'clock. So I've been on air for 25 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm coming up at 26, maybe even 27. So yeah, other than that, my day's been quiet. Did a few little errands. That's about it, really. Yeah, picked up a few little things. And that's it. I got a few little appointments and stuff that I have to sort out. But other than that, it's a good start to the month. And actually, now it's cold. Even though we did have a long summer, it did end a bit quick. So I'm waiting for summer again. I'm looking forward to it this time, actually. Yeah, because last summer, it was just a battle in it. Yeah. That's when I was awoken to everything that was going on, you know? So I never really had time to enjoy the summer. And then before I knew it, it was finished. Like just when I thought, I could have like a little good time before it got cold, that was over. So yeah. And I'm open that, oh yeah, that was it. I was actually watching something and he was actually saying that basically they want to recall the COVID jabs. And I said that already. I knew from from it came out. I got that information from the minute it came out. I know that's why they've been monitoring me because I didn't have the jabs. I refused it, and it's like they was trying to like be bullish and threatenish, or act like, oh, you will be permitted to go certain places if you don't have it, and this, that, and the fourth. But I never caught the COVID. I didn't wear a mask, and I didn't get it. And then every time they was text me, like I think you get about 7 or 8 tests in the box in it. Like anytime I went to like certain appointments or I went to certain venues, I thought it was a setup because how would these people know? I would get a text message saying, "Oh, you was in the area where someone had COVID." Even when I was in the hospital and I was unwell, and I was in like the waiting area. How can you knowingly have people in the waiting area amongst others and children? Yeah, that's blatantly got full blown COVID. I not say anything. Make that make sense. It's only after. It wasn't even after actually. Tell a lie. They waited till I was there like 3.5, maybe 4 hours, and then they told me. But they didn't say it was one person. They said a few people in the waiting area has COVID. But how they dropped it was they dropped it in a way where it's basically trying to imply or initiate me getting the jab or book an appointment to get the jab. Do you understand? Because I could be at risk. So they waited until I was sick, made me sit amongst people, and there was no distancing because obviously the hospital was full and the waiting was full. So you got people sat right next to you. And then they told me, and I looked at them and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave. I'm not gonna stay here. It's like it's like, you know what their agenda is from that. And I still didn't get it. I came I did a test. I did, actually, yeah, I did a test like after a few hours. And then I waited about 1, 2 days and I did another test. But I literally got text messages 7, 8 times saying that um I've been to areas or to places where someone openly had COVID and wasn't masked up or nothing. So I had to do a test. It's like, yeah, it's like there was kind of like quarantining you, but without you being locked away. If that makes any sense. Because then when you did the test, you had to send them the results, and that's what I did. You know, and it was negative. And even the person I was with somebody that I used to speak to, I say an associate because I wouldn't class someone like that as a friend that can behave like that. But anyway, I was with someone that I used to associate with, didn't know that well, and she caught it. She had it, and I was hanging around with her, and she didn't say shit to me. It's only when I sus when they basically sent me the text message and said because they got a marker on whatever area you're in on like a map thing, so they would like say whatever area it was that you was in or whatever venue it was that you was at. So I was able to narrow down who I was with. And then I twigged and then I thought to myself, was you actually trying to deliberately give me COVID? Two people did tried that shit. Two people tried that shit and I didn't catch it. I'm glad I didn't. Because I like my food. I like to taste my food. I don't think I could do it, not be able to taste my food. I wouldn't be able to eat. It wouldn't be the same. Always I have to manage, but it'd be difficult. Definitely difficult. But yeah. So I ended up using up all the tests. Do you know what I mean? And when I went to ask for some or try and get some more, they'd run out. And then all that news broke about the test being dodged in it because then yeah. Because then when I went to certain places and they would ask me to do a test, obviously to make sure that I was safe. Their test was different to what I had, and I thought it was a bit odd, you know. And it was come back that uh the other test that they wherever they got these tests from wasn't very good because basically the tests were contaminated to the point of it was coming up saying that people had COVID and they didn't, and it was saying that people didn't have COVID and they did. Yeah. Because the ones that said they didn't have it when they did, they ended up in hospital. I know a few of them did die purely for the fact of it had gone on for so long before they actually contacted the hospital. So they left it real late, which is stupid. But I understand that because obviously they got a test saying that it was negative. So you're just gonna think, oh, it's a cold or a flu, which is, yeah. Because then when I had a bit of the sniffles, I thought, shit, is this COVID? I got frightened. I thought I don't want to catch that. Do you know what I mean? It was like literally a scare tactic, you know? It was a scare tactic. And I still didn't catch it. And someone had to deliberately give it to me, and I still didn't get it. So yeah, but I've always had my checkups and I always do that. Make sure my health's in order. That's another thing that's essential, and it make sure your health's in order because you don't know uh when these chemical things is going through the air, you don't know what pollution's in that. Which is why I got that little these radiation stickers you put on the back of your consoles. They are good. They are good. Because they're doing something with technology where certain places have got high levels of radiation and you can feel the effects of it. You literally can. If you're paying attention, you know your body well, you know the difference. You'll feel different when you go to different areas. That makes any sense. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I want to really say, really. So that's about it, really. Enough of that. It's done. It's time for my me time. Me time. Oh, it's been a long. Well, not. I can't really say a long day because the day's going real fast. It's like time's flying by. But I've noticed when you look at the time, I think they said we've jumped timelines. I know we have Shatira because you get what's the word? You get is it side effects? Can't remember the right word they use for it because I remember reading what that word was. I googled it and yeah, we shift timelines. For those of you who went through the 1111 portal. So yeah, I'm about to have my downtime. Must be said, I might get in like sleepy dust. Do you call it sleepy dust? I know it's not eye maca because I bath. So twice a day, so I know it's not that. I just think sometimes if your eyes are dry, or maybe it's the cold weather, innit? Do you know what I mean? Because yeah, this side of town's real cold. Especially in front of the waterfront. I know it's just colder. But yeah. Other than that, so try. Keep vibing high. Keep inspired. Keep the hope. Keep your faith. Stay strong. Keep those boundaries high. You know? Remember who you are. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. In fact, remember who God told you was. Mm-hmm. And then everything else will fall into place. Whenever you need reassurance, just close your eyes for 5 minutes, meditate, and call for your angels. Call for your guardian angels. Call for your spirit guides. You know? And they do show you signs. I'm not going to say how, because obviously everybody's is different. And it's not for me to uh, tell you how they show me signs because that's specifically for me. Do you know what I mean? But once you engage with them, they will tell you themselves how they show you signs. Do you know what I mean? It's for you to see it. You know? But yeah, that's how that works. And however they tell you how you're gonna get your little signs or whatever, you keep it to yourself. Keep that to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Never make the mistake of sharing it with anybody. Do you know what I mean? Because not everything you have to share. And that's true, not everything you have to share. If in doubt, just ask, innit? Because they'll tell you, like, whether it's for you, whether it's for you to keep to yourself or whether for you to share. Do you know what I mean? They'll tell you. But it's about discipline. Yeah. And just relax. Just remember, just do your breath work. And if you're ever feeling anxious, just breathe. Remind yourself you're safe. Because there's no way on God's green earth that your angel's going to allow anything to happen to you. They'll do whatever it takes to prevent it, you know. You will get warning signs. You will. Do you know what I mean? But you gotta be in the right place around. You can't be around the wrong people. Because that's what will be ultimately will be your downfall. And even then, if you're on the wrong set of people and you're not discerning, they're gonna tell you. They're gonna one way or another. They're gonna let you know. Yeah, but ultimately, it's free will in it. So you have to make that choice to take that advice or not heed the advice. And I'd rather heed the advice. I'm just saying, I'd rather listen to my angels than not listen. I ain't doing that. Oh, no, 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 no. Like I said, I did that in the past where I would just ignore certain things or I was distracted. That makes any sense. So I just didn't, I'd hear it, but or I'd see it, but I would just not pay attention to it. That makes sense. But I didn't pay attention to it, you know? And I paid the price for that. So it's not about making those same errors again, you know? So now I listen. I listen. And I take heed. Do you know what I mean? Because it's only for your greater good anyway. And just love yourself. Be kind to yourself as well. Because nobody's perfect. You might make the odd little error, odd little mistake, you know? But don't beat yourself up. Don't automatically think, oh, you're going to be left to your own, or, do you know what I mean? You're going to be, what's the word? Abandoned. Don't think that. Don't ever have that mindset because that's what they want, you know? And just remember, you're needed. You're needed, you're loved, you're blessed, you're safe. So you can just relax. And it doesn't matter what society throws at you, God's your biggest fan. I promise you. He's your biggest fan. I mean, think to yourself, look at the amount of stuff he's got you out of. When the people who you thought loved you and you thought had your back, even down to your family that's meant to love you unconditionally, and the stuff they've done and how they've turned, and God's never done that. He will never lead you astray. Just remember that much. He will never lead you astray. But at the same time now, listen, at the same time, you can't keep being stupid. Or you can't keep doing the same backwards behavior and expect a different result or a better result. No. You're supposed to see the lesson in order to change the lesson. Okay? So peace, guys. Good night.